Maybe this may make more sense. What I did was elaborated on a previous pattern I drew where I was showing the numbers cycling outward from 1 through 9, which is what you get in an Enneagram and the Rodin's coil, which is showing the cyclical pattern of light and the cyclical pattern of time, also of intention and the way matter moves. It's best viewed in a cycle or toroidal field as opposed to in a linear pattern. Mother Nature is more tricky than that. There are secrets within magnetism and electricity that show us how, in a torsion field, a magnetic field can be stabilized by way of the delta because it holds its position through the entire vortex from 1 out into infinity. Counting in a toroidal pattern, the delta remains the same by way of numerology. And in the Zodiac, what you're seeing is the delta. You're looking at the anatomy of fire. You'll notice in the occult, the rising delta is the symbol of fire. It's the alchemical symbol of fire. There's a reason. The letter Y in Hebrew, called the Yod, corresponds to fire. It's very occult, but this was based on a language system that was based on correspondences. It was based on patterns, symmetry, based on occult things they understood about the nature of matter and the way it moves, with critical angles and swooping patterns and shapes and how they bend the light or restrict it or allow it to free flow. The relationship between Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo is the anatomy you get. You see, in the 360-degree field of the Zodiac, what you're looking at is a blueprint, essentially, based on the fixed position of the center position, which is the particle or the photon, or the person moving in a 360-degree view, a planet moving, in a cyclical pattern, even the sun moving around the planet. It's all the same. It's a 360-degree rotation, and that's just the natural measurement of a circle. But within that measurement, what you can see is a quadruplicity, a homeostasis of how the elements are changing their state and balancing themselves out, correcting themselves, making sure not one of them holds a dominance over the others. There's just this rhythm to it, which can only really be seen in the circle here. But again, the Zodiac gives you sort of the anatomical breakdown of energies and all the different platonic shapes and whatnot. And that's just the anatomy. It's a blueprint. The Rodin's coil, or the cycling, toroidal field of numbers, is what is the value of, it shows you the delta in motion. It shows you the delta in practical use, because it remains the same. There's just this magic about the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Tesla spoke about it. But this is it. And, I'll go deeper into it another time when I can really lay out something that really makes sense, and I can maybe draw diagrams to show. If you look into Rodin's coil, it'll give you a better understanding of how it moves in a cyclical pattern. But even as a cycle, this delta remains the same. But here is basically the breakdown of why. So take a look. Tell me what you think.